Do you think clients and consumers are more open to connecting with people's personal brands than company brands then? Because I've found personally, looking at like the corporate side of the world, that even corporates are now like driving out saying, who can we put maybe in the C-suite, or like who can we put out that is the personal brand for the corporation. So I think it's because I remember listening to a couple of years, about 2 years ago now, and it's kind of transitioned as well into 25 as well, where corporate trust is at an all-time low. I don't know if that's still true now, but it definitely was a couple of years ago. And I think part of the reason is because they stopped being personal. Yeah. They stopped having this. You stopped knowing the salespeople. You stopped knowing the business owner. Yeah. You stopped knowing the person that was behind it, and it became very. And that was kind of the transition into AI as well, because it became very just about profit and about ROI and about, like, how can we leverage this and how can we be as efficient as humanly possible? And humans aren't efficient by proxy. We're not robots, right? No. But I guess to phrase it into a question, I mean, do you think that looking at the larger scale, maybe with the corporate world, because like our unique selling proposition to smaller business owners is we can be personal, we can be me, right? Because that's what we sell. That's we're not scalable by proxy, by deliberate. Do you think corporates should be looking at personalising their business brands?
What happens when the person leaves? If it's a person, if they've moved company, then what? What is that person putting out? Are they putting out stuff that's on brand with the company's policies, or are they putting out stuff that's completely random, and at odds with it?
It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Yeah,
I think there's pros and cons. I think there's risks like anything when it comes to that. But I think, that maybe the medium-sized companies that may be listening to this, or the larger companies that listen to this, I think you have to make that decision, and then you have to commit to it for a period of time. And to an extent, you are potentially risking, and that's why I sort of lean towards C-suite, because they're less likely, they're more committed to the company that they're in because they're C-suite. But actually, I would say, okay, well, let me pivot the question differently. If you're an employee or someone who's entrepreneurial minded or starting out, then should you just focus on personal brand, do you think?
I don't think you should ever just focus on personal brand. I mean,
or can you run them side by side?
Yeah.
Because people know I'm Colton from Brunton Media. They'll probably know Colton more than they'll know Brunton Media.
Yeah, I think you should run the two. I mean, that's what I would do with various clients is run the two.